All right. Hi, good morning, everybody on YouTube. I am not sure if my if this is live right now for everybody. Let me just check. Um, Hello. So, hi, good morning, everybody on YouTube. Yet another YouTube session. एक और Saturday, एक और live, with with a very interesting and a different topic this time. आज इस बार का topic बहुत अलग है. Usually हम life insurance की बात करते हैं और sometimes we talk about products of life insurance and people from the insurance sector come in and share their business models. तो usually ये सब होता है. पर आज हमारे साथ जो है फाइनेंशियल प्लानर, वो खुद भी ऑब्वियसली सारी चीजें, ही मार्केट्स ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स एंड वन ऑफ देम बीइंग हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस. तो आज वो हमारे साथ शेयर करने वाले हैं on the strategies he uses for his health insurance business, the products, claims and all of that. He is going to get into all of that in great detail. सो दिस इज व्हाट वी यूजुअली डू एवरी सैटरडे एट 11 AM. तो अगर आप लोगों ने ये चैनल को अभी तक सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है तो प्लीज कर लीजिए. एंड वी ऑल्सो हैव आवर व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप्स फॉर फाइनेंशियल प्लानर्स एज वेल एज लीडर्स in the financial services industry. So I will be sharing the links in this chat right now, and you all can join in because this community is headed by our head coach, Mr. Anil Jha. हमारे head coach है अनिल सर, जिनका 37 years of experience है in the insurance industry, and he is great with sales and marketing. And to give you a one liner about who he is, unki business model is a case study in India's most reputed B school, ISB Hyderabad. तो उनके business model का discussion होता है, चर्चा होता है ISB Hyderabad में. That's who he is. And he is also doing a online session, a full course, which is starting on 15th. So in the next on Monday, it starts Monday, which is Core MDRT Dynamo. So if you would like to learn from him, this is a 12 session course and it has a lot of different topics that you can see on the screen. I'll also be sharing the link of this in the chat. 6 सेशन इसमें प्रोस्पेक्टिंग पे होंगे सिर्फ, सेमिनार सेलिंग, सेगमेंट वाइज मार्केटिंग, हाउ टू सेल टू एचएनआईज, ऐसे बहुत टाइप के अलग अलग सेशन. 12 सेशन का कोर्स ये होने वाला है. मंडे से शुरुआत हो रही है इसकी और इंस्टॉलमेंट पेमेंट्स भी अवेलेबल है इसके लिए. तो अगर आप इंटरेस्टेड हैं अनिल सर से प्रोस्पेक्टिंग आइडियाज सीखने में, उनका बिजनेस मॉडल सीखने में, तो आप एमडीआरटी डायनामो ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं फ्रॉम मंडे. एंड गेटिंग बैक to who today's speaker is, he is somebody who's been a Galaxy Club member since 2019 और वो 6 times MDRT रह चुके हैं LIC में. And he is somebody with big ambitions, big goals, and that is why he fits into right into the kind of people we love to invite to this channel. इस साल के लिए उन्होंने अपना एक टारगेट रखा है कि वो अपने he is to have an income of 5 crores. So that's some great ambition, and we would love to listen to what you have to share with us today. Mr. Bharadwaj Narayan sir, we welcome you to our channel. Thank you for sharing the time with us today and letting us know about health insurance. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Asta, for the wonderful introduction. Good morning, everyone. So I first of all thank Atomic Growth for this wonderful opportunity. And without further ado, I would like to get into today's topic. As you said, Asta, yes, usually Atomic Growth focuses a lot on life insurance, marketing, and products, and so on. Whereas me being a life insurance practitioner myself, I chose today's topic, which is different. That's because I'll tell you why. That's because of, I hope you're able to see my screen. So that's because the financial planning, the personal financial planning of most Indian citizens are in this fashion. Okay? About to collapse anytime. In simple words, health insurance being the most important part of financial planning, which is forming the base or the foundation of the financial pyramid, is actually absent in many people's lives and homes. And that's why I thought, okay, why not share some success stories, share a lot of concepts and ideas about selling health insurance with my fellow financial planners and advisors. Hence the topic, wellness is wealth or health is wealth. So I'll try to keep the session today as much as short as possible, as also mostly focus on ideas, concepts, marketing principles or concepts, and not get into the technicalities unless time permits. Okay. So I represent my financial planning firm by name True Wealth, and at True Wealth, we are on a mission to guide 100,000 families lead a financially dignified life. That's our mission. So what you can expect from today's session is certainly uncommon knowledge. Okay, probably things which you haven't heard before. Right. So when it comes to financial priorities for our clients, and when you give them a list of things, they're not sure what to choose first. So to make it simple and quick for my friends, I thought I'll have a ready list over here. In terms of priorities, it's important for families across the world to have, number one, adequate amount of health cover. Number two, good amount of disability income or disability cover. And of course, life insurance protection as well to protect the breadwinner's income, and also critical illness. And then comes all the non-human or non-life related matters like home cover, motor insurance, and all other things. It's important to instill this priority in our clients' lives. So there are some funny anecdotes. I picked up the most expensive health insurance, but I never got sick. I mean, rarely people do realize. One of the common things which I keep hearing my clients say is, अरे मैंने इतने साल से हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस लेके रखा है, एक बार भी क्लेम नहीं किया. I tell them saying it's like your parachute, it's like your airbag. Does a car driver ever want to see an airbag in the car? Never ever, right? But at the same time, it's important for it to be there. In the same way, health insurance is so mandatory, so important, inevitable for every family. But at the same time, it's one of those few products in the world which both the customer and the vendor intend not to ever use. So another extreme is cases where they have no health insurance. I've seen in my eyes my clients and their family, I mean their relatives or friends, cases where they become bankrupt just because they did not have adequate health cover. In fact, I'm no exception. As recently as 5 years ago, I had a situation in my family where my mother was in the hospital and she was slated for undergoing a heart transplant. A heart transplant today costs anywhere between 60 to 80 lakhs of rupees. Was I and my mother covered for adequate amount of health insurance? The answer is a big no. So this whole thing happened out of self-realization and learning. And that's when I said, okay, if I could, as a financial planner, make that blunder of having inadequate health cover for my own family, imagine what a normal citizen or a person could be doing. So let me educate them. Therefore, on this topic I therefore made it a mission to educate at least 5 to 10 people every single day on the importance of having adequate health cover. So some of the things that a financial planner needs to be aware is that when he meets his prospects and clients, he might come across this common statement saying, okay, I already have a corporate health cover. So why do I need a personal one? Right? So this is a very common question. The answer to this is really important to take note. Number one, as long as the employee is in the company and the company has covered him, great. He's safe and secure to that extent. But then, if he's working for such a company where after a few years he comes out, he gets into his own business, he gets into a consultancy or gets into agriculture or whatever it could be, or he just retires. But after he coming out, the employer does not continue the insurance cover for him or allow him to continue it in his personal capacity. That's when the problem happens. Because by that time, if this employee has become either obese or has become hypertensive or has become highly diabetic or has survived a critical illness, then what happens is that he will realize that he is disqualified from buying any health insurance in the market in his personal capacity. So that this does not happen, it's important for him to have a personal health insurance cover at all times, even if his company has given a corporate cover. In other words, the corporate cover that he has got, he must be treating it as a bonus and should not be banking on it. That's number one. Number two reason why he has to always also look at a personal health insurance plan is because most corporate health insurance policies will be in the range of maybe 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, or 5 lakhs of rupees, not beyond that. Very rarely do people get coverage for beyond 5 lakhs in corporates, only at the senior management level or top executive level. So that questions the adequacy of the company-sponsored health insurance. That makes it, therefore, the employee to at least go for a personal top-up health cover in his own name. Otherwise, he's left for himself when it comes to a potentially large hospital bill. So there is a saying, there's always a part of my mind that is preparing for the worst and another part of my mind that believes if I prepare enough for it, the worst won't happen. If I can summarize this, like we all do every single day, most of us have our vehicles, whether it's bikes or cars. We trust in God, but we still lock our car, isn't it? Just do that, therefore. So as a financial planner for the last 6 years, I realized one thing. There are a lot of sessions that happen in our country, both in terms of personal training programs that we all attend. It could be face-to-face or Zoom. It could also be those trainings which the health insurance companies take to educate their own marketing force. What I realized is that the one big blunder that is happening where the education that is given to advisors is not clear on what product is being taught on that day. What are they talking about really? It becomes important for us to know as insurance advisors that there are two types of health insurance products in the world. Number one is the indemnity cover, where the payment goes to the hospital. As the name says, indemnity means the insurance company agrees to indemnify the cost of a potential hospital bill. That's what it does. The second type of health cover, which is very rarely sold in India, is where the money goes from the insurance company directly to the bank account of the customer. That's called as the benefit cover. For example, products like Arogya Rakshak in LIC, products like cancer cover, and also products like standalone critical illness policies sold by health insurance companies and general insurance companies. So these come under the category of benefit cover, where if an event happens, a predefined lump sum or a recurring amount of money goes into the customer's bank account from the insurance company. So in terms of prioritization between the two, indemnity and benefit, I would say invariably it's important for every family to first have indemnity cover. And after that, after having set aside a budget for that, then you can have a separate little budget for your benefit cover. Both are equally important. One cannot substitute the other. They both are different. And it's not an apple to apple comparison to make between both these products at all. Because there's a lot of confusion in people's mind saying, okay, enough if I have an Arogya Rakshak cover? Should I not have a regular Mediclaim policy? No, it's important to have both if your budget is permitting. So with that comes another interesting subcategory, which is under the indemnity cover. We have two types, which is the basic or regular health insurance cover, the standard health insurance cover, and on top of it, we have the super top-up health insurance. In fact, I must say that my success in the health insurance category as a financial planner has been thanks to this neglected topic, neglected product in the market, which is the super top-up. Because when I learned out of personal experience the importance of having a top-up health cover, that is when I said, my God, I need to educate people about the value that a top-up health insurance brings to the table for every family, and which comes to you at almost a zero cost. So in simple words, when it comes to explaining it to the clients, you could possibly use this picture. Tell them saying if the weather is like it's drizzling, a regular umbrella is enough. But if it is like a heavy downpour, or if the entire family needs to be covered against rain or downpour, then you need to have a large sized umbrella. That's what is the top up health cover when it comes to health insurance. And both are important. So of course, I don't have to get into the benefits, but I'll still, for the sake of, in case there are any beginners who are listening to this, thought I'll let them know. Customers' hard-earned savings and assets are protected. Tell them, start telling your prospect and your client, saying your health insurance, my dear customer, is not an insurance for your health. It's an insurance for your financial portfolio. It will keep your mutual funds. It will keep your fixed deposits. It will keep your house, your other assets and properties safe. So it's not for your health, but it's for your portfolio. Yes, by virtue of having a health policy and not making claims, companies might offer you discount on the premium sometimes, but most probably they offer an increase in the amount of cover that the customer has. Yes, also the companies do provide nowadays yearly health checkup, which is at their cost in their network laboratories that the customer can avail. And what's important is a common question that's asked to me by my customers. Okay, so today I'm 30, I'm 40, I buy health insurance. What about in my sunset years? Will I still continue to have it? Educate them by saying that the insurance regulator in India has made it mandatory for all health insurance companies or companies issuing health insurance for them to make the product be available for lifelong for the customer as long as he is promptly making the premium payment. Of course, as a byproduct of purchase of health insurance, you also get to enjoy Section 80D rebate. But I repeat, it's only a byproduct. One of the common mistakes which Indian taxpayers and citizens do is to buy health insurance only for the sake of tax rebate. That's a big mistake. Please don't do that. And yes, today, India has more than 40 brands which offer health insurance products. And companies are only making continuous efforts to make the products more and more friendly towards Indian consumers. Therefore, it becomes important for us to educate our clients saying, look, if you are signing up for a health insurance contract, it is not for life. It is just for 1 year or 2 years or maybe 3 years, after which you can always migrate or port into another company in case you feel you're getting a better deal over there in terms of pricing as well as benefits. So also one of the common objections which a financial advisor gets from his clients on a regular basis is, "Hame soch ke bataunga." Okay, I'll get back to you on this after the festival, after my children's exams, and so on and so forth. So one of the immediate things you need to state to the client or the prospect is, my dear prospect, what is it that you really are looking at? If you have no questions and you're saying that you're going to get back, so what do you need the time for? What are you going to do in the next, say, you said you want to get back in 2 weeks or 3 weeks' time. So what are you going to do in these 3 weeks? You're not going to sit and look at all the terms, conditions, and sit and make comparisons because you're going to get busy with your own life and business. So why don't we do the following? Okay, you've understood the importance of health insurance. You also know you know why you have to have it for your family. So why don't you just sign up? I'm going to give you 15 days time. And if you have any one question of yours that you think has not been answered to your satisfaction, I promise you money back. People today are used to ordering things online, especially on Amazon and the likes, and then return and ask for a refund, isn't it? No questions asked. In the same way, tell your prospects who are buying health insurance for the first time, saying, look, you buy the health insurance today, you're not making some decision costing you lakhs and crores of rupees. Your health insurance is costing you only 10,000, 20,000, 30, 40,000 rupees. Make the purchase today. And if you have any one question that has not been answered to your satisfaction in the next 15 days, I promise to return your money back. No questions asked. So when you give that confidence to your prospect, then it encourages him to make that decision. Because the biggest problem that mankind has always had since times immemorial is people don't decide. People suffer the disease of indecision. And therefore, a lot of things in the world get stuck. They don't progress. And therefore, we don't see development, starting from our personal lives, professional lives, and country as a whole. So help the customer, motivate the customer to make a decision, to take action. All right. So, yes, we know that most companies permit customers who have not crossed the age of 65 to enroll into a health insurance program. And there are fantastic number of choices available for a customer who is below 65. Because for people who have crossed the age of 65, the choices are very limited and the options could also be expensive. So therefore, it's really important to motivate your customers to sign up for a health insurance program before the age of 65. And also the advantage is that by signing up for health insurance before 65, the customer also gets entitled to sign up for a top-up cover. Otherwise, for people above 65, top-up cover is not available if they're coming in for the top-up cover for the first time. So until the newborn baby is 3 months old, usually companies don't cover. That's another point to take note of. And yes, once enrolled, companies permit lifelong renewability. We already saw in the previous slide. This is a technical one. I shall probably skip this, maybe come back if time permits later. So what should be the basis of choice? Now, coming to choosing a health insurance product or a company, now consumers in general are very, very brand conscious. So what happens is that it becomes our duty to let them know that, my dear customer, as much as you choose your medical doctor for your health problems and you don't choose your medicine, in the same way, choose your financial doctor or choose your financial advisor and don't choose the insurance or the investment company. Because your financial planner or your financial advisor knows what is best for you. We don't ever question the prescription given to us by our doctor, isn't it? We don't ask a doctor saying, okay, आपने क्यों डॉक्टर रेड्डी लैबोरेटरीज का दवाई दिया मुझे, या आपने सिप्ला का क्यों नहीं दिया, या एस्ट्राजेनेका का क्यों नहीं दिया. ऐसे नहीं पूछते हैं ना हम लोग. पर इसी तरह it's important to choose a financial advisor and not the insurance or the investment company or the product. Because the total number of health insurance products in India are nothing less than 1,000. And the customer will be never able to choose the right product for himself. He therefore has no choice than to seek professional help. And therefore, it's important for us financial advisors to act as professionals, to conduct ourselves in a professional manner, and to go on a consultative mode than on a selling mode. Because a doctor never tells his patient saying, sir, ये नया दवाई आया है मार्केट में, आप क्यों नहीं ले लेते इसको. He never tells you like that, right? So in the same way, we need to take the consultative approach, and that's when we add value to our customers' lives. So how do you choose your health insurance product? First of all, you need to ensure that the company from where you're choosing should be having a good standing in the industry. Okay. Preferably not a company which has barely come in 6 months ago, 1 year ago. It must have lasted at least 3 to 4 years minimum. Okay. Other things like how many daycare procedures they really cover, and what is the maximum cover they offer, what is the pricing as well. These are important factors. Another one is that what is their reputation in the market, in the insurance market, when it comes to penalties and fines levied by the insurance regulator. Okay, there are some companies who get fined left, right, and center throughout the year for one thing or the other. And it's therefore important to preferably stay away from such companies, because the fact that they are paying fines and penalties on a regular basis goes to show that their business practice is not ethical. And it goes to show that these fines and penalties are coming from not their shareholders' funds or anything like that. It's coming from the money paid by customers by way of premium. So your premium is going towards fines and penalties, which means you should be then careful about the choice. Of course, what is the list of cashless network hospitals of this insurance company? It also depends on that. And whether the insurance claim is being settled by the insurance company itself, or they are outsourcing it to a TPA. If so, which TPA, and so on. These are all certain factors which becomes important for us as financial advisors to be aware of before recommending a certain product to the customer. As the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, said, it is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. So, talking about how much coverage do I need? Again, this is a very relevant question for both advisors as well as consumers. And my answer to this question would be, out of personal experience, I would say you need to have the maximum available cover in the market for you and your family, as long as the cost of getting that does not pinch your pocket. I will put it as simple as that. Now, having made that statement, there would be a question. Suppose I were to buy a 1 crore health insurance cover in India, what would it cost me? And the answer could be shocking to the audience today. The answer is this: 500 rupees per person per annum is the cost of a 1 crore top-up health cover today. And this, you won't even get a pizza for this. I mean, for a family of 4 people, it will cost 2,000 rupees, and your pizza meal will cost you much more than that today. So some interesting facts when it comes to health insurance, which I keep telling my clients all the time, is that health, like I said already before, health insurance is one such product which both the customer and the vendor intend never to use. It always keeps your finances immune from hospital bills. Buy health insurance when you don't need it, because it shall not be given after a need for it has arisen. Treat your health insurance premium as a donation for which you're entitled for exemption, not under section 80G, but under section 80D. धर्मशास्त्र में कहा जाता है कि the donation or the charity that you did with your right hand should not be known to your left hand. What I'm now saying is extremely important for all of us. So, donation or charity done from your right hand is not to be known to your left hand. This is what is prescribed in our scriptures. What does this mean, and what has this got to do with health insurance, the topic of today? It's because I tell my customers or prospects saying you're thinking so much about your health insurance. I don't think so. You should. As a human being, as an income earning individual, it is your bounden duty to make charity as a percentage of your income, preferably. And your health insurance should be your charity budget. Why? Because the money that you're paying as premium for your health insurance policy for your family customer is going to go and help tens and hundreds of other people in the same health insurance group who are looking for treatment in some hospital, in some city or some state or the other, for some disease or the other. Will you ever know who it went and helped? Will you ever know who encashed your premium for his or her treatment costs? Never. Would you want to know? Never. So your health insurance premium is going as a charity contribution. Do it with a smile on your face. When I say this, I have to tell you, my friends, that my prospects do get motivated because they would have never heard this kind of a version when it comes to health insurance. And that in itself gives them a big push to take action. Health insurance is akin or similar to a school bell. The bell is annoying at 9 in the morning because the children don't want to get into the rigmarole, the classes, the teachers, the shoutings, and the homeworks, and so on. But the same school bell is melodious at 4 in the evening, isn't it? Because they can go back home, they can play with their friends, they can go out with family, and so on. In the same way, when you are healthy, health insurance seems annoying, but it sounds melodious when your hospital bills are paid under the same health insurance, isn't it? So people feel when I'm young, I don't require health insurance. That's why being young often makes us feel invincible. But has playing safe ever hurt anyone? Never, right? So therefore, just do it. More than 99% of people who postpone their health or life insurance decision never end up getting one. You may delay your decision, but time will not. So that's why I constantly tell my prospects and the awareness sessions which I conduct with my corporate clients, saying when it comes to life and health insurance, you need to buy not just when you are young, when you are healthy, when you are having income, but also when you don't feel like taking it, when you don't have the time to think about it, when you don't have the money for it, and certainly when you don't have the mood for it. That is the time to go for health and life insurance. This is an interesting slide because I had promised that I shall talk also about the claim process and certain important uh, practices in this process. As we all know, when it comes to health insurance, claims will be settled by the insurance company either on a cashless basis or on a reimbursement basis. If it is cashless, it's great, it's cool because the advisor's role or intervention is limited or zero. Everything happens quietly, peacefully between the insurance company and the hospital and the customer. Very rarely the advisor will need to interfere. And the word cashless, customer goes to the hospital, takes treatment, and then comes back, recovers, and he's fine. That's exactly what is required. God forbid, if at all, he has to go to the hospital ever. But the challenge is when there's a reimbursement necessary, either because he chose a hospital where the cashless tie-up is not there, or he chose a hospital where cashless tie-up was there, but the insurance company refused to honor the claim under cashless mode because they wanted to investigate the case. Or they did not get satisfactory answers from the hospital for questions raised, and so on. Or the customer came to you saying, hey, I've got some pre and post hospitalization expenses which can't be settled on a cashless basis. Therefore, I want your help in getting a reimbursement done. So these are all just some examples of cases where reimbursement becomes inevitable. In such cases, please understand, we are living in a day and age today where people are leading virtual lives. People don't have actually time for anything at all. Everyone is busy in their own way, in their own life, for their own reasons. No one has got the time and patience to sit and start filling your claim form A, part B, and your CKYC forms, arranging all the paperwork, making sure that there are no mistakes, presenting the file in such a way that the insurance company smoothly settles the customer's claim. So therefore, it's customary for the insurance for the customers to reach out to an insurance advisor asking for help. And because handling reimbursement claims is an, I should say, is an art, is a process, is a discipline, is an important process. Not many financial advisors get into this. They prefer to therefore not do health insurance business because if it comes to reimbursement, they feel a lot of paperwork is involved, a lot of checking needs to be done, and the whole rigmarole of handling or following it up with the insurance company, queries, answers, rejections, ombudsman, grievance, and so on and so forth. Therefore, very little interest is shown by financial advisors. Whereas you will realize that when you have your team who's supporting you for these kind of activities, this doesn't become your job at all. You professionally train your team. Even if you have a one-member team, that one person can be allocated for health insurance reimbursements. Train that person in such a way that your client gets his money that is legally due to him. Put that smile on the customer's face. Make the customer realize and know that all the expenses he met for his medical treatment, pre, during, as well as post hospitalization, are all paid by the insurance company. And that in itself will get you more business. While you are aware that your customer is in the hospital, whether it is a cashless claim or a reimbursement claim, please show that care and concern to the customer and his family. Of course, if the customer himself is on the bed, don't disturb him. Start liaising with his wife, his son, daughter, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, whoever it could be, and make sure everything is happening smoothly in terms of insurance claim for that family, so that they also have the comfort and confidence that yes, their insurance advisor is with them. And the insurance advisor is representing them and not representing the company anymore. And once a health insurance claim goes into a reimbursement mode, what is important for us, the third point on the slide, is the follow-up. There's a saying, fortune is in the follow-up. It's important for us to understand as financial advisors and professionals that just because somebody applied for something, which is a financial benefit, it is going to be given. Now, it ain't as simple as that. When an application is given, it can be for health insurance, life insurance, disability insurance. It could be an application for reimbursement claim. It can be anything. There can be n number of queries. There can be a few objections by the insurance company. There could be an investigation carried out. There could be all kinds of things that you need to be prepared for. That means you or your team needs to do systematic, professional follow-up with the insurance company, online or offline, to ensure that the process is getting carried out in the planned manner and the customer is getting his money due shortly. What about the next point? Get well soon cards. How many advisors in our country are professional enough, courteous enough to send out through courier, post, or in person a get well soon card for the customer who's in the hospital or his wife or child who's in the hospital? Please do send it. Get it from Archie's or from your nearest stationery shop, or order it from one of our amazing life insurance advisor, fellow life insurance advisor, I should say, in Bombay, Mr. Kirit Singada, who's an expert in life insurance marketing material. He also has these get well soon cards. Order it from him or from any other source and start sending out these cards. These are just those little gestures which actually put a smile on the customer's face, and it takes you a long way in terms of your own business building and reputation building. And by virtue of you having handled a customer's health insurance claim, but when I'm saying all of these things, I'm talking of time, efforts, and money getting spent. So when you're handling your customer's health insurance claim, a reimbursement claim especially, I must say that quite a bit of time, efforts, and money get spent in that whole process. And this kind of time, efforts, and money cannot be not compensated. Therefore, you have every right to charge a reasonable fee upon your customer for that service. And trust me, your customer will pay it with a smile on his face. Not just that, followed by referrals and testimonials as well. Because a lot of people, because our product of health and life insurance is an intangible product, many people don't have belief that it works. They have lots of doubts in their mind. वो क्या है काम करेगा, आप सिर्फ पैसा लेने के लिए आप ऐसा बात कर रहे हैं, सब बोल रहे हैं हमें, मगर अगर कल ईश्वर ना करे अगर इसकी जरूरत पड़ी तो क्या ये काम करेगा मेरे लिए. Show them testimonials. Take a 30-second video or a 1-minute video from your customers who have benefited from health insurance claims. Tell them saying it's not about marketing or something, sir. This is about educating people who are completely in the dark when it comes to financial protection. In order to educate them is why we are taking your case. And please give us the permission to share this video, either on a public domain or one-to-one, whatever it be. Okay. And the last thing I've said is automate your life insurance business using health insurance as a platform. Why not? Because when you handle your health insurance profession in such a professional manner, your customer is not a fool to not understand that, hey, this advisor of mine, he's got so much of conviction, passion for the subject. And why should I not also give my health insurance requirements to him? I've got my income protection to be done. I've got my retirement planning to be done. I've got my children's education requirements to be taken care of, and so on. So why can't I depend on him for? So that is the importance of this business. It automates your life insurance and other businesses as well related to money, like investments and so on. So talking about marketing or selling ideas and concepts, after finishing a business with a client, seek referral. And after completing a health insurance policy, work well with the customer by reminding him on time, by helping him with the payment link next year, and helping him with a free medical checkup and so on. So what have I said there? Seek referrals, work well, and you will be sought. In this connection, I wish to make one statement which my guru had taught me. काम ऐसा करो कि तेरा नाम हो जाए और वही नाम से तेरा काम हो जाए. The second point is always kiss. One of the many simple but most important things which today's corporate world fails to educate its teams across the world is the principle of KISS. KISS. A KISS kya hai? KISS is an abbreviation. It means keep it simple and short. When you are presenting your plan, it could be a life insurance plan, it could be a health insurance plan. Please KISS. Keep it short and sweet. लंबा चौड़ा explanation देने की या presentation देने की 30-40 पेज की PDF देने की जरूरत बिल्कुल नहीं है. मेरा health insurance presentation इतना simple होता है. It will just have 3-4 lines and maybe 4-5 line items in terms of notes. That's all. It won't be on any letterhead. It won't be with any PDF or anything. It will be a simple WhatsApp message which helps the customer take a decision. Fortune is in the follow-up. I said this already. When it comes to prospects, yes, you need to be after them to ensure that they take action. But being after them does not mean उसको इतना परेशान कर दो कि वो सब सारे insurance advisors को हमेशा के लिए block कर दे. That's not the meaning of Fortune is in the follow-up. In my case, we follow up 3 times. and we drop it beyond that. Because if he or she is not interested about their own family's protection, how can I be? Right? So, as financial advisors, you should also realize in the market that you are tied up with company A, B, or C, but the customer is looking for X, Y, and Z. And the customer is extremely brand conscious. It therefore becomes imperative. I'm going a little bit fast now because I think time is running out. So, it therefore becomes important for us insurance advisors to tie up with corporate brokers who have access to the entire insurance world. So that we never have to tell the customer saying, oh, फलाना कंपनी से मैं ताल्लुक नहीं रखता हूँ या मैं काम नहीं करता हूँ, तो इसलिए वहां से मैं प्रोडक्ट नहीं दे पा रहा हूँ करके बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है. Therefore, tie up with brokers so that you can work with all the insurance brands. And guys, now is the season. April is the season when corporates will be negotiating and renewing their corporate health, life, and disability insurance contracts for their teams. So start working with the HR managers, finance managers, or the decision makers in companies so that you can get an opportunity to submit your own quotation for that company to be able to get inside the company. Once you're into the company, you can do miracles. You can have financial literacy or awareness sessions. You can engage with the teams, with the different department heads, and so on. The sky is the limit. Top up for TOT. So as we all know, the pinnacle of our profession in life insurance is TOT. In the same way, as far as health insurance is concerned, I told you what was my ladder or route for TOT in the health insurance business. It is the top up. With just top up, I took my business from where it was with hardly some 5-10 lakhs of yearly premium portfolio to 2 crores of premium portfolio today, and it is growing at a fast pace. As a byproduct of you being an expert in this profession, you will be getting a surprise gift in your journey, which is you will be asked by your clients to take over or port their existing health insurance lying in some other company. So why not enjoy all these benefits and much more? So with that, I would like to conclude my version, and I'll be open to any questions. Asta, that's okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. That was a very, very elaborate presentation. In fact, I also learned a lot because I also am not very, I don't know much about health insurance. So that was also very educational for me. So thank you for that, sir. So the first question is that, you spoke about super top-ups and you said how they are, not, there's no penetration in India, of those kind of products. So, and basically from what I understood from what you were saying is that you have a basic primary plan and then you add a top up to that for additional benefits. So what is the basic math? Do you have a basic math behind how much should be the primary plan for a specific person, in terms of say percentage, and then how much should be the super top up for?
Got the question. Good question, Asta. So again, whatever we do in our life and business, we need to come back to the principle of KISS. Why did I say that? To answer your question, I would say have a 10 lakh base plan or a regular plan and have a top up plan of 1 crore starting from 10 lakhs 1 rupee to 1 crore. Simple.
Oh wow. All right. So that'll be much more economical than having a primary plan of 1 crore, right?
Absolutely. It is actually, I'm sorry to say, but it is a stupid idea to have a 1 crore direct health plan. I'll tell you why. Because a 1 crore direct 1 rupee to 1 crore health plan might not cost much for a person in his 20s, 30s, and 40s. But once he gets into his 50s and 60s, he will start feeling the pinch because he will not be able to pay the premium unless he's an ultra HNI. So if you really want to do things in a simple and sweet fashion and want to do things which is sustainable for the customer, not for you, then take the combination of 0 to 10 and 10 to 100. Simple as that.
Nice. Wow. That was very, very informational. Thank you for that. And the next question is, In what step of your financial planning process with a client do you incorporate health insurance?
So the very first slide of today that I showed in the session is the answer to that question, which is the financial pyramid. Meaning, ask the customer saying, okay, sir, today you called me to discuss about investments, for example, let's say mutual funds or some other reason he has called you for. Ask him saying, I want to make sure that your financial fundamentals are in order. So would you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? So what is your family's health cover today? May I know what is the value of your health insurance cover? Asta, you'll be surprised to know when you ask 9 out of 10 people in India what is their health cover, they give vague answers or they give no answers. They have no idea of what they have, even if they have. So that itself will tell you at what level of protection they are. And if you know, for example, that they've called for you for a, let's say, a 1 crore investment in some investment, and they only have a 5 lakhs of health insurance. The first thing you should be telling them is, look, I can help you with the 1 crore investment, but tomorrow if you're diagnosed for leukemia, 50 lakhs of rupees might just get wiped off only to pay the hospital bill. So why do you want to keep the risk? Your investment portfolio is exposed. So, in fact, every single meeting with every single prospect, no matter what is the agenda, it starts with the concept of health cover. I very smartly and quietly, in a smooth manner, bring up this topic of health insurance somewhere in the middle of the conversation as a passing reference. The customer should not feel that, okay, I called him for X and he's selling me Y. What is it? He shouldn't feel that way. So I make him feel comfortable by bringing the topic in a very discreet and a professional manner.
Wow, okay. All right. So that was all. Those were the questions for today. Thank you, sir, for your time. I'm sure, a lot of people will be going through the recording of this session and benefit a lot from it. Thank you for taking the time out today, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you, Asta. Good
Thank
day.
you.